Obviously, just super proud, excited to be bowl eligible. I know we talked about that a lot over the last few weeks, and just how much that means to this group, and just how hard that is to go from 1-4 to 6-5 with the ability, opportunity to be 7-5 maybe next week. So senior night, you always want your seniors to have a night that they'll remember in a good way. Definitely not something that's going to linger. And this is one of those that they'll enjoy. We did not play perfectly. We turned the ball over way too much. But I thought from beginning to end, just the energy level and physical nature of play and really our just the sideline, it was an awesome night for us and did enough to win it. Having come back down there and score was huge, and then to get the stop. So a lot of positives against a really good football team. In my opinion, they're built really well, and so that's a quality win, and it came at a time we absolutely had to have it. So I'm really proud, very proud. This senior class, there's 6 guys in this class that were here before I took the job that could have left and didn't. They chose to stay and buy into what we're doing and helped us win a championship last year. And this, I know it doesn't look the same, but what we just did to go from 1-4 to 6-5 and bowl eligible is something I think is extremely hard to do and very special. It's just as big of an accomplishment. And the guys that chose us and came in to spend time with us that came from other places, I feel the same way about them as well. So really proud of this group and glad we got a win for them. What questions do you have?
This performance from Calvin say you about him, his toughness versus he was not 100%. He's still going in.
Yeah, he's been beat up for a while, and it just is, he just keeps showing up. Yeah, I know he has a passion to play at the next level. He wants to show that he has that ability, and part of that is showing that you can play through bumps and bruises, and that you're gonna, availability is a big skill set they want to see. Availability, dependability. I know he'd love to have the one fumble back, but if you look at the body of work over the last month, he's shown up. He's shown up in big ways. O-line's doing a great job of clearing people out of the way. We've gotten better. Not a finished product, but man, we've gotten better each week. And Calvin got it in the end zone. We had to tonight. That last touchdown was. We don't want to kick a field goal and be in a tie game. So to get the touchdown was huge.
Coach Anderson, obviously the defense had some ups and downs tonight, but one thing they've done well this season is not give up points following turnovers. Doug shared a pretty crazy statistic.
Yeah. What's that stat? I'm just curious.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
19 turnovers in 9 games, and you've given up like 50.
Yeah, crazy.
Like that.
Yeah.
How big of a deal was it to continue that trend?
Well, that's huge. I talk about that a lot with them. Like, guys, the way we play offense and some of the calculated risk we're going to take on fourth down, some of the calculated risk we're going to take with fake punts and some of the stuff that's, potentially going to happen. There's going to be times you're going to be backed up. There's going to be times it's going to be, quick turn events, and we need you to hold them to field goals. And they've done a phenomenal job of that all year. And again tonight, turned the ball over way too much. Should not have won the game. I mean, now clearly we did a couple big things, but their ability to go out and rally in those situations and either force them to punt or force them to kick a field goal is huge. So I hadn't heard the stat, but I knew it's something we've done really well all year.
Coach, how pleased are you just with that final offensive drive? Obviously, it seemed like San Jose kind of got some of the momentum of it.
Yeah, I was frustrated. Second half, you were a little nervous, man. You knew that their offense could get on track at any point. And they did do some really good things. The main thing they did well tonight was just the vertical ball on the outside, really long, big wideouts. And I thought Cordero put the ball right where he had to. But I was proud of our guys. They didn't get panicky. We just kept playing. And when we had to have a drive, we put one together. The catch the throwing catch that we got to Cobb, the explosive, was a little bit of a panic moment, to be honest with you. It was bottled up, and next thing the ball comes out end over end, and he goes up and elevates. So that was probably one of the key plays. But to finish it on the ground down there and to be able to run the ball in from the 4 or 5 yard line against that front, that's huge. And I think says a lot about our kids' resiliency, because it did go back and forth, and we did give up the lead, and the sideline didn't change. Everybody did a great job of rallying and finishing up.
Can you tell us a little bit about the sideline after that, touchdown where you guys went down? Like, what was were those conversations like as you prepared to go on that last drive there?
Just, my conversation with, I think we're about 5:40 on the clock or so. We've got timeouts to use. Don't want to be careless, but tell Coach Tuck, you're 4th and 2 or less. We're going. Anything else, we'll punt and play defense. Don't make me put the punt team out there, And, I thought we did a good job. It wasn't explosive play, but it was methodical, bang it away, 5-6 yards, and then you get the big throw over the top, which was a great play by both Coop and Brian not to give up on the play because it wasn't just there. It was bottled up, and luckily he was able to get that thing out, and we elevated and played above the rim. I think that was a spark because it looked, from there on, I think we kind of broke their will a little bit. You can see us starting to kind of take over. Guys executed when we had to. It's not something we've been able to do all year long, but we did today.
Coach Anderson, just how big of a emotional and just athletic gifted standpoint boost did you get with the return of Johnny Carter tonight?
Yeah, his length against those wideouts, a couple massive plays. Now, again, it wasn't perfect for him either. That's a lot. He fought through some discomfort. I don't know if you could tell he was limping most of the night. That just tells you he loves to play, wants to play, needed him tonight, and he made big plays. I'll be honest with you, another guy that stepped up and made big plays for us that has not played a lot of snaps is Xavion Steele. Played a lot of snaps at corner and played some at nickel in sub packages, and he's a guy that I thought did a phenomenal job. None of them perfect, but against a really good offense with great skill guys, stepped up and made plays when we had to have them. And that's two guys that either one that hadn't played in months and another one that hasn't played a lot of snaps all year and came up big for us.
You guys got a lot of sacks today. Like, how big was that for you guys, especially since you struggled a bit when they threw the ball? Were you able to bring down the quarterback?
Well, that quarterback especially. And it was hard to get him on the ground. There were several other opportunities. Byron will tell you he missed him several times, dislocated his finger trying to get him on the ground one time and went back out. That particular quarterback is probably the most dynamic runner in the league. We knew that. And he can make all the throws and he's got all the weapons. But we were really, really concerned about him splitting us. And next thing you know, he's in the end zone. I thought we did a great job. It wasn't – it was muddy at times. You're holding your breath at times, but we made it difficult for him. I don't know what he had for the day. 42 yards, but 27 lost yards too. So I would say, goal was accomplished to frustrate him, make him pull the ball down and keep him in the pocket for most of the day. Yep. Well, you'd have to know Jaden to understand just how big that was. Huge. We felt like we had a legitimate chance to get there. On film, they had lived very dangerously in the last few weeks. San Diego State was really close. Fresno was really close. And kind of hoping on the cold weather, slowing them down just a hair. We went after several, and when we needed it most, we got it. If you think about it, everyone we've blocked up at this point has either been a touchback or they've fallen right on it. But to get the touchdown, you look at the game, that's a huge momentum swing, and it lifted everybody. It's funny. I've been running the punt block team for a lot of years, and it's unique. You find a guy that just has that knack, that's not afraid of being in that environment, and you gotta trust that your technique's going to get you there without hitting the punter. You can't give up 15-yard penalties and give them the ball. And as you can see how the game finished, them roughing us, but. He just has that knack. And there's a couple other guys that do as well, but I've had guys that once you find that they're comfortable in that environment, you got to try to utilize them. And we found a way to get him clean again tonight. Although I'm not sure if he got it. There were several guys back there. Nobody really knows who touched it. He'll take credit for it, obviously, but huge play when we had to have it. It was huge.
You kind of referenced this at the beginning. Obviously, last year there was a lot of talk about the incredible turnaround the program went through. I'm curious if you could compare the turnaround this year to what you guys are able to do last year.
Yeah, it's different. Obviously, circumstances, really, really young team dealing with Logan's injury earlier. And obviously, you love that he didn't have to deal with what he was dealing with. I think we counted the other day, we've had as many as 24 guys out of the two deep that have been off the field with injury at some point, 13 starters. This is a completely different problem, completely different environment than last year, but just as difficult, I think. It may be even more difficult because the momentum was there last year. There was so much positive, so much energy, and this year it's been adversity, adversity, adversity. A lot of teams don't get through this. A lot of teams end up winning 3 games. And honestly, that's happened here in the past. And we've seen, you look at records, there's been some teams probably went through very similar circumstances that ended up winning 3 and 4 games. To battle back and continue to work and continue to practice and not give up on us and each other. It's a huge testament to the kids and the senior class and really the culture of the program. It's something we can absolutely build off. I'd love to finish it off with a win next week. That'd be awesome. But to earn a bowl game and to keep that streak alive and see these guys paying off what they put in, that's just not something that happens everywhere. And you got to give the kids credit for that. Y'all good? Appreciate you.
So it's just first off, how big was it for you guys to be able to get after the quarterback in this game, given how good he is at throwing the ball?
Yeah, it was very important for us to get after him. Like Coach A said, he is a very dynamic quarterback, the most dynamic runner and dual threat quarterback we have in the league. So yeah, we knew watching film and just following San Jose throughout the season that, man, this guy's real deal. And in order for us to win, we really need to stop him and slow him down. So I think that our defense did a pretty good job at that this night.
What was the message heading into that last drive that you guys get off the
It was just about how bad did you want it, Coach Banda and all the defensive coaches, they always do a good job of motivating us and, juicing us up. They always tell us to bring the juice. So we knew how bad we wanted it, and we knew how important that drive was. And we have a lot of great players on our defense. So I'm happy that a lot of them got to make plays and help us win this game.
Holly, just how much pride do you guys take in just eliminate the damage when you're put in tough situations on some turnovers?
Yeah, so I'm very, very proud of our defense. Our coaches and our players do a great job. Our coaches always tell us to put out the fire when there's a fire there. So that's like a motivation. We like the adversity and we like playing. It doesn't matter what happens or where the ball may be set. We're just going to give it our all and try our best to put out the fire.
Holly, your group's been banged up this whole season. And just how big was it to see Tavion and Bo gets his first career sack tonight? Just how big is it to see them stepping up?
It's amazing. I'm really proud of them. They've been doing a great job. Unfortunately, we lost, 2 very important defensive tackles very early in the season. But with that happening, it gave those boys, Tavion was always going to play, but Bo Miley especially, a chance to get more reps in practice and in games. So I know that now it's like another game to him. He's very confident. And one thing about Bo is you guys got to watch out for him in a few years. That boy is strong. So, yeah, he's a great player.
Ollie, how satisfying is it to you for y'all to be able to flip the record around and people eligible today?
It's an amazing feeling. I know all of us boys and coaches were just so happy, it just shows our resiliency. A lot of people, when you're 1-4 and might not be doing too well, losing to Weber the way we did, people might drop the gloves. But I know that one thing we did great as a team, coaches and players alike, is we never gave up and we were confident in what we were capable of doing, and we just worked hard, put our head down, and now we're here.
You guys to set this senior class off like?
It means everything, Our seniors on our team this year are great leaders for us. They're game changers. And to be able to send them off like this and, get another game to play with these guys it's an amazing feeling. We're definitely going to miss them next year. So, we all love them and we appreciate everything they do for us. So we're just happy that we get to play one more time with them. Anything else? Thank you, guys.
Yeah, Calvin, just how good does it feel to have 3 touchdowns against those guys? That's just not a typical defensive front.
Well, it's definitely first thing. I gotta thank the good Lord, but I want to do something different right now. Not to skip your question, but man, I want to thank my teammates for sure. and guys like John Gentry, who haven't played a snap at running back this year, and like he been the most supportive teammate this year. He don't understand like, and it probably go over his head, but like he did everything. Like he been doing everything he can at practice, working his butt off, and also motivating me and having the same energy every day, like on and off the field. So I'm so thankful for guys like him, Jordan Wilmore, same thing. Like them guys like motivate me. So it felt good like seeing him in there today, Jordan, running the ball hard, getting some positive gains, and also being there to motivate me, never knowing when his number gonna be called. So I just want to thank my teammates right now for everything, like just for sticking with me and keeping my head lifted up. So, but yeah, this win felt great, especially going against a team like that where you hear all week about they deep front being like one of the best in the league, and them guys still prove that. But we was able to be successful running the ball, also throwing the ball. So it felt great getting the dub today, and like a win in this conference is hard. So I'm thankful for every win we get.
Calvin, that game-winning drive for you guys, obviously they had shifted a lot of momentum, and then you guys just cruised down the field. What was the thought process with that?
No pressure. Same thing like last year at Washington State. It's no pressure. We've been in these moments. We practice these moments, and all we gotta do is go out there and execute and play football like we know how. So, and that's what we did. We no pressure, but we pushed the urgency. So it felt great doing that. And like I said, like the coaches never give up on us. This team will never give up on each other. So we gonna keep working and getting better.
Do you think this team is better today than your record says you are?
Most definitely. And we always felt like that. Fortunately, things happen. Don't go our way. We make mistakes, and you live and learn. Most definitely. That's just life, period. So most definitely, I feel like this team showed the type of team we are. Like we got the grit. No, like all fight, no quitting us.
What's it mean to you to get another game for these guys to get one?
Feels great. Like I said, I'm thankful for my teammates, and I love each and every one of these guys, and being able to go bowling with these guys, letting some of these seniors experience that once again, man, it feels great. So I can't thank nothing but the good Lord above.
I've got to ask you, I mean, it's had been one of your more gratifying games. You mentioned Washington State, former rivals at Oregon State, and you played really well in the bowl game against your former
Yes,
team.
sir.
So where did this game personally rank among the most gratifying for you?
So I'm the type of person live in the moment. So this game happened today, and this is my favorite game right now during this season. So like I feel great. Like I said, I'm happy we got the dub. Thankful. This is number one game on my list now. Yes, sir.
Coach Anderson said that you've been dinged up in exhibitions and things like that. Was there anything that would have kept you off the field?
Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Grit. Like it's all grit. And like I said, these coaches, like, man, these guys pushed me, my teammates. So it was no quitting me, most definitely. I knew my number was gonna be called, and I was gonna keep two hands on the ball. Most definitely just finish this game like we did. So like I said, I'm thankful.
Calvin, you said you like to live the moment. But
Yes, sir.
if you take a second, you still got games left too, but can you take a second to reflect on these 2 years as an Aggie, maybe just playing at Maverick Stadium, just what it's meant for you?
This meant a lot. Honestly, Utah State changed my life in a big way. Like I said, I was on the couch. I left Oregon State and I was on the couch for like 3-4 months, not knowing where I was gonna go, and getting that call from Coach Keaton saying they want me here. That changed my life, and I'm so thankful for this team, this staff, for believing in me, trusting in me, and I'm grateful. Most definitely, I got to thank the good Lord above for like helping me realize like how much I love football, because my passion for football kind of left. But being able to come here, get in front of the herd, the math, man, it feels great. This program definitely changed my life. This is probably one of the best things that ever happened to me in college.
Anything else for Calvin?
Thank y'all. Go Aggies.